Good morning, students. Let's come back to our biology class. Today we are going to learn about two types of seed. First one is non-endospermic seed and second one is endospermic seed or non-albuminous seed and albuminous seed. These are the two types of seed based on the presence of endosperm in it. Let us start our class. First one is non-endospermic seed or non-albuminous seed. In the case of non-endospermic seed, all the endosperm is absorbed by the developing embryo. The seed is a non-endospermic, means if all the endosperm is absorbed by the embryo during its development, such a seed we can call as non-endospermic seed. Example, broad bean, pea, groundnut. If we observe all these seeds, what is absent in it? Endosperm is absent. Why endosperm is absent? Because during the development of embryo absorbed all the endosperm, because endosperm is rich with the reserved food. This reserved food is very essential for the growth of embryo. That's why endosperm is absent where in non-endospermic seed. Second type, endospermic or albuminous seed. In endospermic seed, what is present? Endosperm is present because all the endosperm is not absorbed by the developing embryo. So, what is present? Endosperm is present in such a seed. Example, maize, wheat, barley, castor, sunflower. All these seeds are example for endospermic or albuminous seed. Because what is present in these seeds? Endosperm is present. Why endosperm is present? Because during the development of embryo will not absorb all the endosperm for its growth. That's why endosperm we can see in these seeds. Is it clear? Next we can learn about polyembryony. Polyembryony means more than one embryo in the seed. That condition we can call as polyembryony. What is polyembryony? If a seed consists of more than one embryo, that condition we can call as polyembryony. Next term, parthenocarpic fruits. What is mean by parthenocarpic fruits? The fruits which develop without fertilization. Such a fruits we can call as parthenocarpic fruits. What is parthenocarpic fruits? The fruits which develop without fertilization. Such a fruits we can call as parthenocarpic fruits. Okay. Next we can learn structure and development of monocote embryo. The monocote embryo has a single large cotyledon. We can call it as a scutella. The plumule and radicle are lateral in position. The position of plumule and radicle are lateral in position. Okay. The plumule is protected by a covering of leaf-like structure. We can call it as a coleoptile. What is a coleoptile? It is the protective covering of plumule. Okay. Next, the radicle is protected by a root cap and coleorhiza. Actually, radicle is known as the future root. Okay, it is protected by root cap and a protective sheath that we can call as coleorhiza. Next we can learn development of monocote embryo. The first division of zygote is oblique in nature, asymmetrical or uneven and transverse. Okay, like this way only the first division take place in a zygote, producing a small apical cell and large basal cell or bottom cell. Both cells divide again right angles to the first division. Okay, first zygote will divide into two. The upper we can call as the apical cells and the lower cells we can call as the bottom cells. Okay, again this upper and lower cells divide right angle to each other. Okay. Next, after this division, 4-celled pro-embryo will form. Further division at different planes result in the formation of a 16-celled and 32-celled pro-embryo. After this pro-embryo having 4 cells undergo further division at different planes, result in the formation of the 16 and 32 celled pro-embryo. Development of various organs of embryo or organogenesis occurs in the 32 celled pro-embryo. From this pro-embryo only organogenesis take place. What is organogenesis? Formation of organs. Okay. The cells of lateral apical region develop into single cotyledon, that we can call as scutellum. Okay. Lateral side of the apical region, develop into single cotyledon, otherwise we can call it as a scutellum. Below the scutellum, plumule and radicle are developed. So, below the scutellum only or cotyledon only what will develop? Plumule and radicle will develop. The outer layer of cells develop into coleoptile, root cap and coleorhiza. The outer layer of the cell further develop into coleoptile, root cap and coleorhiza. Like this way what will form? A monocote embryo will form. Listen, first a single zygote. Okay, to divide asymmetrically and transversely. Okay, like this way 2-cell zygote will divide into 2-celled stage. Okay, then again this 2 cells undergo cell division at right angle to each other. Like this way 4-celled pro-embryo will form. This 4-celled pro-embryo further divide at different planes, like this way 16 to 32 celled pro-embryo will form. The lateral side of the 32 celled pro-embryo what will develop? Cotyledon or scutellum will develop. Next, below the scutellum what will develop? Plumule and radicles, coleorhiza all will develop. Okay, like this way only what will form? A monocote embryo will form. Is it clear? Next we can learn the formation of dicote embryo and monocote embryo, or dicote embryogenesis and monocote embryogenesis. First we can discuss about dicote embryogenesis. Structure and development of dicote embryo. First we can learn the structure of a dicote embryo. A typical dicote embryo has the following parts. First one is cotyledon. 2 embryonic leads of dicote embryo we can call as the cotyledons attached to an embryonal axis. So, what is a cotyledon? It is the embryonic leads attached to the, these are the embryonic layers of this dicot embryo. We are calling it as a cotyledon attached to the embryonal axis. Okay. The embryonic shoot apex called plumule. Listen, this is the embryonal shoot apex that we can call as plumule. This develop into the future shoot. From this plumule only future shoot system develop. The embryonic root apex we can call as radicle. This develop into the future root. So, from the radicle only future root system develop. The part of axis above radicle is called hypocotyl and below the plumule is called epicotyl. Next, the part above the axis of radicle we can call as hypocotyl, whereas below the plumule. So, this is the plumule and below the plumule which part is coming, that we can call as epicotyl. Is it clear? Next we can learn how dicot embryo develop. The first division of the zygote is almost always asymmetrical, means uneven and transverse to its long axis, producing a small apical cell and a large base cell or bottom cells. So, first a zygote undergo asymmetrical transverse division. Transverse division means the division along the transverse side. Okay. Transversely a zygote divide at first, that is asymmetrical division, not having a particular shape, asymmetrically only it divide. Okay. Like this way, upper a small cell that we can call as apical cells and lower a large cell or basal cell that we can call as bottom cells. Like this way, apical cells and apical cell and bottom cells will form. Okay. The apical cells divide vertically and the basal cell divide transversely to form a four-celled structure called proembryo, that is T-shaped. Again, what will happen to apical cells? It undergo vertical division. Okay, apical cells divide vertically, whereas basal cell divide transversely. Like this way, four-celled T-shaped proembryo will form. Is it clear? The upper three cells of the proembryo divides further both anticlinally and periclinally to form a 32-celled globular proembryo development of various organ of embryo, that we can call as organogenesis. Later on, this four-celled proembryo divide further anticlinally and periclinally and form a 32-celled proembryo, that is globular in nature. That is why we can call it as a 32-celled globular proembryo will form from this four-celled proembryo. From this 32 globular proembryo, all the organs will develop. That development we can call as the organogenesis. Organogenesis means the formation of organs from where? From this 32 celled globular proembryo. Is it clear? Next, The outermost layer of the cells of the globular proembryo develop into a distinct layer called dermatogen, which forms the future epidermis. Listen, the outer layer of the outermost layer of cells of the globular proembryo develop into a distinct layer that we can call as dermatogen, which forms the future epidermis. From the dermatogen only what is forming? Future epidermis forming. Okay. The inner cells of the upper region develop into cotyledon and plumule, while the lower cells develop into radicle. Okay. These are the inner cell of the upper region of globular proembryo. Okay. From that inner cells of the upper region develop into what? Cotyledons. Okay. Cotyledons will develop, as well as plumule also initiate, or it will also develop, while the lower side, this is the lower side of the globular proembryo. Okay. From that lower cells what will develop? Radicle will develop. Okay. The lowermost, from the lowermost cells formed by the basal cells does not contribute to embryo structure. This is the lowermost cell formed by the basal cell. Okay. It does not contribute to embryo structure. It may divide by a few transverse division. It will undergo transverse division to form a filamentous structure. This is the filamentous structure. We can call it as a suspensor, which anchor the embryo to the embryo sac wall. What is the role of suspensor? It will anchor the embryo to the embryo sac wall. Okay. And also help in nutrient absorption from the surrounding cells. These are the roles of suspensor. Okay. Once again listen, development of dicot embryo. The first division of the zygote is almost always asymmetrical, means uneven, and transverse by its long axis, producing a small apical cell and a large basal bottom cells. The apical cells divide vertically and the basal cells divide transversely to form a four-celled structure called proembryo, that is T-shaped. The upper three cells of the proembryo divide further both by anticlinal and periclinal division to form a 32-celled globular proembryo. Development of various organs of embryo or organogenesis means from this 32-celled globular proembryo only other organs are developing. That process we can call as organogenesis. Next, the outermost layer of cells of globular proembryo develop into a distinct layer called dermatogen, which forms the future epidermis. The inner cells of the upper region of globular proembryo develop into the cotyledon and plumule, while the lower cells develop into the radicle. The cotyledonary cells divide rapidly than the plumule cells, therefore the embryo becomes heart shaped. This point we didn't discuss. Once again listen, the cotyledonary cells divide rapidly than the plumule cells. That's why embryo get heart shaped. Okay. When the cotyledon are completely formed, they encloses the plumule at the base. After completing the cotyledon formation, they enclose the plumule at the base. The lowermost cell formed by basal cells does not contribute to embryo structure. It may divide by a few transverse divisions to form a filamentous structure known as the suspensor, which anchors the embryo to the embryo sac wall and help in nutrient absorption from the surrounding tissues. So, all these are like this way only a dicot embryo form. Is it clear? Next we can learn the term apomixis. Apomixis is the development of an embryo without sexual fusion. If an embryo develops without sexual fusion, such a development of embryo we can call as apomixis. Okay. Sexual life cycle is short circuited in the case of apomixis. Genotypes of developed plants are identical to the parental plants. That is the nature of progeny in the case of apomixis. Okay. New plant which formed, they are identical to the parental plants. This method first discovered by Leeuwenhoek in 1790 in the citrus seed. Who discovered this method at first? Leeuwenhoek discovered this method at first when in 1790 in citrus seed. Is it clear?